work? I think so. Community. Okay. Okay, I think we're live. Just checking out all of the technology because this is my first live. Welcome to my first live. I am Lisa Hernandez. I am the owner and founder of Latinas and Money, which I funded to help Latinas achieve a net worth of $500,000 because I believe that every Latina needs to retire with dignity, and that the biggest tragedy that can happen to a Latina is to move through her life and end up in a place where she's unable to retire with dignity and also have to deal with poverty at the same time as dealing with aging, which hopefully for many of us, the hope is that we will get to age and live a dignified retirement. And I am really passionate about that. Today, I wanted to talk to you a little bit about a topic that came up during my coaching call with one of my clients, and that is the cost of, or the true cost of ownership. And so when we think about the cost of ownership, sometimes we think about what something costs at the beginning. So I'm going to give you 3 examples to walk you through this concept of the true cost of ownership. If you jump in the live, then I'm happy to answer questions. Otherwise, if you're rewatching, enjoy the examples, and I hope that this type of concept will help you understand it a little bit better. So the first example is transportation, right? In America, we need a car. In most cities, we need a car. That's just a reality. Transportation is very difficult if you don't have a car in America. There's not a lot of public transportation. So for most of us, we need a car to be able to get to work, to be able to get to school, to be able to get to groceries. So many people think that the cost of a car is really what you buy the car for, right? But I disagree. I think that the true cost of ownership, let me check the technology one more time. Make sure everything's working. And I'm properly oriented. Okay, I think I am properly oriented. Anyways, like I was saying, many people think the true cost of ownership is going to be the cost of the car, but that is not the reality. The true cost of ownership is also the registration, getting the plates, the insurance, maintenance, and anything else that comes along with owning the vehicle, right? So whenever we think about buying a car, for example, right now I'm kind of in a spot to make that decision myself. I'm driving a 10-year-old car and the engine light came on, and we've now diagnosed the problem is the catalytic converter. It's actually quite an expensive thing to fix. And so because of that, I'm going to have to make a decision on whether to buy a car or not. If you're just joining now, my name is Lisa Hernandez. I am a personal finance coach, and I'm walking through the concept of the true cost of ownership by using 3 examples in our daily life. I'm starting with the cost of ownership for a car. And I am trying to make this decision myself. One of the things that I'm trying to decide is how much is it going to cost to fix the car versus how much is it going to cost to get a new car, because the catalytic converter is quite an expensive thing to fix. So if I bought a new car, I would have the upfront cost, which, let's say if I bought a used car right now, it would probably be between $15,000 and $20,000. And then on top of that, I have to pay taxes. I have to pay to get the title. I have to pay to get the plates. I have to pay to do all the different things for the car. And then on top of that, there is potentially a likelihood that I have the insurance that could go up because it's a different car. It's a new car. Now, if I don't get the car and I just fix my car, then I'm going to pay for this expensive maintenance bill. But at the same time, I keep a lot of my costs the same. So that it would be really great, right? That is kind of how we think about the true cost of something versus like the payment of something, which can be a trap for many people. Yes, so I'm trying to figure it out. Is it more expensive to maintain an older car, or is it more expensive to buy a new car? I feel like buying a new car is going to be more expensive, but it's still a difficult choice because you always run the risk that, you know, your car turns into a hoopty and there goes all your money and it's burned away. And that makes me very scared. Hello. But it has lasted you 10 years. This is true. This is a good point. He brings up a good point. I mean, it has lasted me 10 years. But, you know, I'm saying a prayer because I'm like, I fixed this thing, and then what if it's, you know, the engine next time? What if it's the transmission next time? It's a tough choice, right? And so the decision between replacing something and starting something, and keeping something, maintaining it. There's always going to be an investment that is needed, right? There's always going to be an investment in resources and time and support that is needed for our transportation, our housing, and to take care of our essentials and our life. And because of that, we have to make these types of trade-off decisions, right? Okay, the next example. So, housing. When we think about housing, there's a lot of trade-off decisions when it comes to housing. So one of the decisions that I'm trying to make is around a home improvement. And so I call my local municipality and I say, hey, I'm really excited. I want to make this home improvement. What are the steps? And the guy called me back and said, hey, you need to get drawings. You need to pay this fee. You need to do all these things. That's before you start the project. That's before you do a nail change. And then you need to pay the contractor, and then you need to manage the contractor. And I was like, oh, that's interesting. Okay, well, I didn't realize that it's a window type of replacement or installation. And I was budgeting for the window. I was not budgeting for, this is a home improvement that is going to have to go through the city, is going to have to get permitting, and then there's going to have all these things. And then I realized that the true cost of this is going to be not only the project, but likely that is going to drive up the taxes for the house because they're going to consider it a home improvement. And that means that they're potentially going to do a reassessment. And in that value reassessment, if that happens, then they're going to increase taxes and potentially also increase the insurance. And so, again, I run into this true cost of something versus what is marketed or the initial price tag that you see. And there is truly a difference. And in making that decision, that's difficult. And then the last life example that I've come across has been around pets. And pets are really popular, right? Like, we all love our pets. But whenever we adopt a pet or get a pet, there's always also this piece around the price of something versus the true cost of something. Whenever you get a pet, you might think that the cost of getting a pet is that adoption fee or the cost of getting the pet. But the true cost of having the pet is much higher, right? As we all know. Not just because of many of the costs that we usually anticipate, like food, but also because of the unforeseen costs, right? And that has to do with vet bills. For example, for my pet, we're probably going to do a dental cleaning for him this year. And then that is an unexpected expense. Well, not unexpected, but part of the expenses that come every now and then for him. So because of that, I've run into this concept and was trying to walk my coaching client through this analysis today and trying to give her tangible examples and real life examples of how this works, right? There's a difference between the true cost and the price tag that comes along. Any Q&As? Okay. But yeah, that's what I was thinking about today. And whenever you think about the price tag, not only is in America, at least in America, not only is the price tag something that we kind of shy away from really looking at it, but on top of that, like for us, many of those price tags are broken down into payments, right? And so that makes it way more manageable, but actually it makes the hidden cost of what we're actually spending really hard to digest and understand. So I think when it comes to these three categories of car, housing, and pets, we need to really look at it more holistically and understand the true cost and the level of income that is needed to maintain the lifestyle for the appropriate categories of those. But I hope that what I've shared here today and the examples that I've given you help you in your daily life as you're navigating and making those decisions. They're definitely difficult. They're a little nerve-wracking, to be honest, because you don't want to make a mistake and you don't want to be the one that loses money in the end. But yeah. Okay. Well, I don't see any questions in the chat, so I'll leave it there for today. It's good to see you. Have a great Saturday. Stay warm if you are in the northern part of the country, and hopefully the snow will melt soon because it is quite a lot of snow, at least in my side of the world. See ya.